al club con el combo, rápido la vi lejos. Se pinta los labios y la copa como espejo. Se acercó poco a poco y yo queriendo que me baile. Luego me dijo, vamos que te enseño buenos aires. Y nos fuimos en una, empezamos a la 1. Y con la nota rápido nos dieron las 3. Perreamos toda la noche y nos dormimos a las 10. Ando rezando la Dios para repetirlo otra vez. Y nos fuimos en una, empezamos a la 1. Y con la nota rápido nos dieron las 3. Perreamos toda la noche y nos dormimos a las 10. Ando rezando la Dios para repetirlo otra vez. Dime, beba, fecha y ahorita paso a buscar. Yo le llego a donde los demás, tú sabes que no le llegan. Frío de botellas de champán de la copa al brindar, pero solo escucho como late. Mi corazón cuando ve ese cuerpo escaparate. El traje combina con la Mercedes Granate. No hay otro por más que ellos traten. Quédate, que la noche sin ti duele. Tengo en la mente la pose y todo lo gemido. Que ya no quiero nada que no sea contigo. Quédate, que la noche sin ti duele. Tengo en la mente la pose y todo lo que hicimos. Que ya no quiero nada que no sea contigo. Dale guacha, suelta. Vente pa' Canarias sin el equipaje, sin viaje de vuelta. Por la isla te va a dar una vuelta. Bebé, solo avisa. El sábado te teo, el domingo misa. Estoy a ver si me garantiza que te me pegas como quien graba con B-Side. Salir a las amigas del party y ella se quedó mirándonos a los ojos, no al reloj. Y nos fuimos en Uber al apartamento en privado. Me pedía que le diera un concierto. Le dije que por menos de un beso no canto. Y nos fuimos en una, empezamos a la 1. Y con la nota rápido nos dieron las 3. Perreamos toda la noche y nos dormimos a las 10. Ando rezando la Dios para repetirlo otra vez. Quédate, que la noche sin ti duele. Tengo en la mente la pose y todo lo gemido. Que ya no quiero nada que no sea contigo. Quédate, que la noche sin ti duele. Tengo en la mente la pose y todo lo que hicimos. Que ya no quiero nada que no sea contigo.
Full harmony.
Back.
Todo está bien, no te tienes que estresar. A ti yo sola no te dejaré. Me enchulé la primera vez que la vi. Me enamoré cuando con ella bailé. Desde hace rato se quería pegar. Puse la espalda contra la pared. Y si yo bajo, sabes
Alright,
que le
back.
haré. Tú quieres
What's going
mami.
on?
Se le viran los ojos. La miro y se relambe. El pinta labios rojos. Esa cintura suelta. Baby, si yo te cojo.
What's good, what's good, what's good? About to get started here.
Tú dime y te recojo. Ella a manejar me dejó. Siempre se va a sentir cuando un lugar llegue yo. Yo estaba coronando desde que era menor. Por foto se ve bien, pero de frente mejor. Se dio un par de copas de más. Del pino tinto me pidió pausa cuando iba por el quinto. Le di una vuelta por el barrio con la quinco. Ellos cuando me ven de frente quedan trinco. Sola la hace, sola la paga. Donde otra la que te se apaga. Está llamando mi atención porque quiere que
What's good, cuties?
tú quieres mami. Se le viran los ojos. La miro y se relambe.
What's going on, cuties?
El pinta labios rojos.
How we doing? How we doing? Over here trying to scrap back some losses from gold like a fucking crackhead looking for crack. We might have a change of direction. I mean, a little bit there. Last night I said if the 25 didn't hold, be prepared for it to come down. I think I said to 3280, 3300. I guess we could have said 3275. Might be getting a little change in direction on the chart on gold. Can everyone hear me good? See the screen good? Type in the chat. Type in the chat. Over here like fucking scraping fucking scalps real quick. Getting in. Oh my god. Like I'm looking for $1. I'm uploading so I'm uploading all the PDFs. I'm finishing uploading all the PDFs here in Inner Circle. This section will be done soon. Yeah, I'm adding all the PDFs, organizing a lot of things right now. I'm gonna add some videos. I don't know if tonight, maybe by the end of the week. But in May, we're gonna add a bunch of videos. I'm just gonna organize some stuff this week, add the PDFs. I've just before this session, I was just starting to add them one by one. So I gotta finish these ones and then go over here. Gonna be adding more videos. A lot of trade breakdown videos I could have done. I'm gonna do like maybe 2 recent ones, but there's some old ones I could have done that we might not remember some of the setups on. But I'm gonna do like some from this week. We might have a change in direction happening. Finally. I mean, it's like last night. There's 2. I'll go over a couple scenarios here, but price just pushed up, broke out. It looks like around like 10, 11. You know, closer towards the end of London session would have been the best time to really look at it. I mean, when price is just dropping heavy like this, try to wait for end of London session if anything, or closer to, if you're looking for buys. There was some good sells all along the way. Honestly, when you look at price along the way, there was good sell setups on like 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart. Yeah, now we're down here, tapped 32.75. Let's see where this came down to. 32.75. So now charts looking more bullish here, like around 10, 10:30, 11. Price broke up, pulled back, did another breakup. If we look at a 5-minute chart, you can start to see some reversal here. This right here. So I mean, evidently at the bottom of the trend, at around the time where it usually happens, like closer to the end of London session, you get this right here. And it's stuck, you know, like they don't always stick. Not every single accumulation phase is gonna stick, but this one's stuck. You can see the high. Maybe you'll see it on a line chart right here. Or I just circled. See it here. Support. Next candle just breaks down, runs that right away. So right there. In the moment, accumulations can happen quick like that in the moment on a 5-minute chart. Breaks up, break of structure, continuation up, bullish BOS. Also takes this out and pulls back into the range, attacks the low. So you make the high, you attack the low, and then it ends up bouncing. So like that play happens. Kind of happens here in the beginning of London session the other day. So like we were looking at it, like it happens here. Price comes back, it doesn't hold. The other day we were looking at it higher up. There was plays like this that worked all the way up along here. Yeah, we started breaking down. That's like here there was some accumulation. And then this morning here, right there. So like with a trained eye, like that accumulation can be just that, and maybe even this is a bigger accumulation, where there's like a bit of a trend shift, direction shift. If you're looking at like a 30-minute, 15-minute, we just broke up. It could try to pull back. You're above 3,300 now, so that's like some good price action to see. You know, you're above 3,300. It could reject this area and still kind of try to come back to 3,300. Wouldn't be the best buy area. We're tapping into a low here. But we had a huge move down on gold, one that I haven't seen a move like that fast in a long time, or like maybe haven't ever really, like maybe like elections, like when Trump won, like Trump's victory, like Trump elections. What did gold do? It fucking tanked. Like when Trump won, this was like the last time I seen gold move like that, really, was when Trump won. Trump won, what was it, November 4th, right? That was the last time like gold, like, yeah, November 4th, gold just dumped like fast. It was just going down every day. And then that, since that, and like when Trump won, it was like, oh, we're going to go in times of peace. Everything's going to be good. Yeah, woo. Gold crashed, found a buy. Kept finding buys all after elections. Recently, Trump's announced like this whole like up here coming into here, announcements of like settlement with China, you know, trade negotiations with China. Everything's going to be good with China. Everything's going to be good with China, saying all this. What they might not have known is how China was going to retaliate with, well, China owns U.S. debt. So if USA has to pay off of debt, and treasury bonds, right? U.S. treasury bonds, China owns a lot of those. UK does too. China the most. So how would the US pay off debt when they're in debt? They would have to issue more money, right? Print more money, print themselves into more debt at high interest rates. So when this whole tariff stuff started really escalating in March this month, what did China do really quickly? They started selling off some of their U.S. Treasury bonds, right? Maybe that was a move that USA didn't think about. Maybe they thought about it and overlooked it. Maybe they didn't think about it. Maybe they did. Maybe they China started, so that's not good for US. So there's some, you know, everything that Trump was doing and setting forth with China. Now it said we want to bring down it to like 54%. The whole tariffs, right? It went up to like 145% for China. China's kind of just sat back and really hasn't said whether China even said whether it's a 500%, whether you increase the numbers, like it's not gonna, you know, we're ready for it. Basically, they basically said in the sense of like, you know, something that's already broken and hurt. It's like if the number's this high, and I even watched a YouTube video about it. I put in the Discord. If you watch that YouTube video I put with the guy who talked about this whole thing, he was saying like, if numbers are this high and you're gonna move it this much higher, it's like, okay, it's already bad enough, or this high. So up in here, like all this China stuff, what is this sell-off on gold? It's a big sell-off. We haven't seen one obviously since like this, or realistically like when Trump won the elections, coming into when he won the election. So the market already knows. The market's always going to be ahead of us with direction and what it's doing, right? It's like before he won, the market already started selling off, and then he won and it sold off. This whole like, you got this whole like China negotiations talk. Oh, everything's going to be good. Everything's going to be okay. This and this and that. Interesting stuff. And gold sells off really rapidly in the midst of all of that. What we've seen in the last couple of days with how Trump is speaking and going on with China. So gold took a violent dip, violent surge down. There's a good little training video I want to make on this, because there's some good little, you know, I took some L's on this. Took like 2 L's, 2 attempts. I went 2 attempts on the buys. Number 3 was today, actually, down in here, holding it. Want to see if it can push up. scrapping back some of those L's. It was good times going up. Doesn't mean this is the end of the trend. Like, what if this is just selling off for a reason? Maybe it's gonna create another catapult up. I mean, it's the first big dip we've seen since like here. If the market's gonna keep dropping, there are other levels to look at that it could come back to. But yeah, we haven't seen a drop like this. Man, like I thought of it. I was like, what? This is like how it was moving in elections in November. If anybody was watching gold or the markets in general in November, crazy times. You got BlackRock speaks on the U.S. dollar's future, and obviously BlackRock is not just like some regular Wall Street, suit. They're the biggest asset manager in the world, 11 trillion over that now probably. So yeah, BlackRock spoke recently on, well, the CEO of BlackRock recently spoke on the future of the dollar, the future of the USD. High interest rates have ballooned. The U.S. federal debt, China owns a lot of this U.S. debt and U.S. Treasury bonds. All right. President Trump has taken a strong stance against America's growing debt. The current debt, U.S. debt, is around 120% of the annual economic output. So if you look at how much debt there is, if you look at how much income there actually is in the U.S., it's a big ballooning effect. But it's interesting, the quote here, I'm bringing this up because there's just one thing that really sparked my attention when I saw this. So, according to BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, if deficits keep ballooning, America risks losing that position to digital assets like Bitcoin. Wow. I saw this and I was like, wow. She's saying this. This is like, if you know who Larry Fink is. If you don't, you should look him up. So that's like one of the things he said. You can look this up, but yeah, I didn't think that. Yeah, like if they don't move ahead of time, because like Bitcoin, I think like 71% of Bitcoin is owned by individuals, like me or you, or maybe like individual. I think like a good percentage of Bitcoin, like over 70%, is in the hands of like people. Just hold your Bitcoin. Hold your Bitcoin. Hold your Bitcoin. Be smart. I think like, because it's just in 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you won't be able to buy it like you can right now. Think about like in 10 years from now, like as the supply comes out, but as that like being able to purchase the supply kind of diminishes, how much is out there, how much is mined. So yeah, that's what Larry Fink thinks about U.S. and risk, because like yeah, there other countries like El Salvador are in a good place with Bitcoin. Clearly, companies, U.S. companies. Interesting times. There's more news. There is more news we can go over today. And when you think about this too, let's pull this up for a minute. Pull this up real quick. BlackRock, the day they said like this, so Larry Fink, this was, when was this? This was April 21st, I think this was published. By this April 21st, 2025. We click on this part. Did it take us to anything else? Or was that? Oh, no, there's not like another external link. Anyway. BlackRock has been accumulating Bitcoin. Well, their ETF, BlackRock ETFs, ETF flow has been an accumulation. If you're looking at, this could be kind of like one reason price has been surging. You've seen a good inflow. So FOMO, there'll be FOMO. Like, you'll see FOMO. Like this kind of leads on to the sense of FOMO. Like as price starts moving, I wouldn't be surprised if the higher price goes up. I wouldn't be surprised if inflows happen more. Like they were. Can we pull this up? Like I gotta get like a longer sheet of this, because there was a lot of outflows before this as price was going down, and then all the ETFs last 2 days will today nothing. I don't think anything today. Today we'll see later on, like when this updates fully. We'll see if anything. Maybe not, just a flat day maybe for all of them. But look at April 22nd, April 21st. We talked about this last night, and we've been following this because it was interesting how it flowed from April 31st to April 11th. It was just outflows, and price still gradually kept up through that time. So when you're looking at this is good, because if you don't think like these markets get FOMO all around, like that comes in even on the ETF side, because I've been following inflows and outflows, and there was times like here, for instance, where I remember in December we talked about this in January, when like here this big drop, and this big drop too, ETFs were outflowing their Bitcoin, and they really started inflowing again, like more at higher prices. Like amounts that they outflowed, they were bringing back inflow at higher prices. We've seen this type of thing too come in time and time again with these ETFs. It's an interesting thing when you see a lot of ETFs outflow and then you see them kick back in. Like it happened in here. It happened all in here. And then now kicking back in. There's FOMO, just the FOMO you get. We've seen it in these ETFs too. It's pretty interesting. There's always going to be news, headlines. There's always news. Solana has interesting news. That's today. And what a monumental development for the digital asset. Sol Strategies had announced a landmark $500 million deal to expand its Solana holdings. Embarked for purchasing Sol tokens. So Sol Strategies is a Canadian-based company. So recently, the first like Sol ETFs came out, right? And I think they're from Canada too, and everyone was like, "Oh, man, Canada," and then it's like, "Yo, that's fire! Like you should be like, yo, adoption." So this was today, I think. Yeah, today. This came out today, April 23rd. Sol Strategies, Canadian-based company, committed to the development, investment, and support of the Solana blockchain. That's a big $500 million. So Sol Strategies, landmark, USD. You can see this on Twitter. You can follow them. Pretty cool. Look at that. Give that a read real quick. That's dope. Solana. That could be good for Solana holders. I think that's good for Solana holders, or even Solana-based tokens, right? Tokens that are good tokens that are on the Solana blockchain ecosystem that correlate with it. So this represents the largest financing facility of its kind in the Solana ecosystem. $500 million. Big numbers. When there's big numbers, because there's big numbers. That's Sol Strategies. Remember what I talked about last night? The stock market's this big, whereas crypto's this big. So a number like 500 million in comparison to how big the crypto market is, that's good type of thing to see. So I don't know. if this is all true, I guess Grok actually, if it was true, Grok said it. Well, that people have said it was true. Grok said it was true. This Texas hearing today. Texas is the 8th largest economy in the world. Grok down here. Yes, it's true. Texas holding a hearing today to discuss Senate Bill 21, which proposes a 500 million strategic Bitcoin reserve. The bill passed the Senate 25-5 and is now in the House. Supporters see it as a hedge against inflation, while critics worry about Bitcoin's volatility. No outcome yet, as the hearing is likely still going on. Texas's move could set president. So, I think that's today. Like, there's that. Some of you guys even brought that to my attention like a week ago in Discord. I saw. I wonder that's ongoing or if that happened. Haven't looked it up yet or anything. But that's supposed to be today. Wow, Bitcoin's really closer to 100K than zero. Let's say. Price surging. So if there's some outcome of this, a good outcome, some of you guys should look this up. Some of you geeks, check into it. Let me know in the chat if you find anything. Let me know. Because that's supposed to be today. I don't know if you guys have found any info on this. Texas, what's the time zone? Texas, isn't it like? It's not Eastern Standard Time, is it? Not sure. I don't think so. I don't think it's the same time zone. But yeah, if it's true, hopefully this is true. Because they're obviously trying to push something here. Because this has been popping up. This has been an ongoing thing for Texas here. We've seen this news before. Maybe the world is starting to understand Bitcoin more and study it. Like, I mean, you learn more about Bitcoin the longer you're in it. That's the thing. So, like, you learn about it while being in it. That's one way. You can obviously watch videos, read books, study just read the white paper. Right? Just read the Bitcoin white paper. So, I mean, anyone who's new to this Bitcoin, and if you're a country, if you're a state, if you're a senate, if you're political, if you have some influence, whatever you are, you're Wall Street, you're a hedge fund, you're a company, you're an individual, you learn it. You can, like, some of you guys have probably put hundreds of hours into studying it, and like you learn more of it over time, right? You don't just learn Bitcoin necessarily overnight, right? Okay, I get it. You have your aha moments, like, okay, I get it. Makes sense. But it really makes more sense when you go through it too, along the journey when you're holding it, right? That's one thing too. So there's a wave of that adoption that's been happening, of people understanding it more. Like, I always wonder, they're studying it, definitely. Like, but think about, like, I think about how much time I've been in Bitcoin versus the average Joe. Obviously got, like, Wall Street funds. These guys are educated. But the thing is, the market that's coming into this has money. They have money. They have unlimited money. So the more they understand it, the more you understand something, like, the more conviction you have behind it. I think if you've been on my sessions, you know I'm not surprised by what we've seen right now. So if you've been tuning in since the last 60 days or the last 30 days, you should know I'm not surprised by this pump right now. I knew it could have came any month, any day, any week. Now with all the headlines, it's great. The headlines are amazing. We're always gonna get headlines of news coming out. We're always gonna get headlines. It's good. Good headlines always happen, especially even when prices go up. But when prices were down, in here, while price was dropping, there were so many good headlines. So don't be looking at the good headlines now because the price is going up. Like, oh my gosh, price is going up. Look at the headlines, because you guys were here through it. Some of you guys were here on every session through all of this, and there was so many good headlines every week, every day, right? This Bitcoin reserve. Oh, this country doing this. This country's doing this. There's so many things every day. We could hop on and look at a new headline of something is doing this with Bitcoin, or this is happening. Some news, right? Did price action meet necessarily the headlines in that? No. But what you have to understand from all that, and I've been saying this the whole time. Like, we're here now, but I've been talking like this all through here. I even said we're going to always see headlines. There's going to be more and more headlines. A lot more euphoric tension these days. Because, like, the world's just spinning faster. So the cycles, all that euphoric tension just happens so much more quicker now. So much more often now. I said that in January and March. February. So you gotta think here for a minute. All in here, there was so many good headlines still. Like, about Bitcoin and what was happening, what this country was doing. What this was being proposed, U.S. Reserve, all this, right? But what did price do? For a long time, right? Days, like 112 days down here, 30% drop. That gives people a lot of burnout because all those headlines, high expectation, well, price is higher, and all these good headlines are coming out. High expectations, you know, and then people get burned out. Funding rates become low. So, like, what you should look at right now is, are people depositing? Have people been depositing compared to when funding rates are high or low? Because, like, in here, people are getting liquidated. In all of this, people are getting liquidated, not funding up. most people are getting liquidated in here. So, like, funding is down. Funding rates are down and stuff. Price is going up. While you just had all in here, you had so many liquidations happen on a grand scale. Funding is down at low levels. Lowest levels we've seen in almost 10 years, 2016 and 2021, while prices surging up. Right, it's interesting, but when you have all those positive headlines and prices going down, and then now you see where price is, all of that is just built underneath us. You got to understand, all those positive headlines and all the good stuff you were seeing all in here, it's still a lot of stuff built underneath, right? Foundation, adoption. So we're going to always see, every day, we're going to see these headlines. I was saying that. Now you're going to see more technical traders coming back. This guy's over here. Like, all these different countries of adoption, like, all through December, January, February, March, we're just seeing, like, things like this, where it's whatever it is for crypto in general, not just Bitcoin, but so many different things that someone sees and it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy. Oh my gosh, it all happened inside of there, right? Inside of the down phase we were just in. This guy, like, literally what I was just saying. In a way, it hasn't yet. So, like, encourage the world to adopt Bitcoin. In a way, it hasn't yet. That little thing goes on to, like, what I was just saying about, like, people learning more about it. Like, you learn more about it through time. If I knew what I knew now about Bitcoin 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, totally different approach to the vehicle, right? So, like, in terms of adoption, it's understanding too. It's understanding it. Time of understanding it too, right? Time to understand it. It takes time to understand it to a level too of not like what it is, but why it exists. and why that's powerful, it's comes down to that and understanding how it works. So that's interesting, whoever that person is. And Ethereum's still, a lot of people think, Ethereum's kind of dead, or it could die. I've heard that going around the crypto town. I mean, underperforming. It's like if you liked something if you were really convicted, like if you liked Ethereum up here, like Ethereum performed this year and here, it's went to 4,000. If you bought it at 1,000, at one point you would have been able to ride it up to 4,000. Ethereum is leaving a bad taste in people's mouth, because you obviously look at Bitcoin, you compare where Bitcoin is to Ethereum, totally different charts, right? With the staying power. Even some other coins leaving a bad, like you look at the staying power. That's why Bitcoin's number one. Now, Ethereum is not Bitcoin though. Ethereum you can stake. Like there's a different utility for Ethereum, and Bitcoin's harder to acquire, easy to acquire, but harder to acquire in the sense of its price. Ethereum has a utility to it called staking. Anyone buying and staking at these prices is smarter, right? Imagine you're a first-time buyer and you're staking at these prices. Now, usually things that have an underperformance like this, that drag down for a long time, think about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months down. Ethereum's been going down because it had the highest expectations to go up. Even I thought February, March was going to pump. Like I thought Ethereum would have went up. Had the highest expectations. Now it has underperformance, 66% down. Solana was just down 67%. Solana was just down 67% from its high. Now it's up like 60% from where it was a couple weeks ago. So usually situations like this where people are saying, Ethereum's dead, something's dead, and let's not even say Ethereum, let's just say anything. This is dead, it's done, even though it's still the second largest crypto in the world. Might be not a time to overlook it when most people have that, because like if you look at how fast Solana just moved, Solana just went up like 50%. Ethereum could punch up quick if it has that same movement like we just seen Solana and Bitcoin do. So yeah, if you're still gonna look at the second largest crypto in the world as maybe like it might be dead or fading out, underperforming, it's low versus everything else. You see things pumping right now the way they are in a season that Bitcoin is more dominant. When Bitcoin dominance maybe flips over, that will have a switch, a rotation. More than likely, timing it might be harder, but if this was a bottom, if Bitcoin keeps going up, Ethereum will follow, right? And then there's usually, like, because Bitcoin is 93,000, about 94,000 in price right now. It's really easy to swap Bitcoin to Ethereum right now if you have a lot of Bitcoin, because 0.1 Bitcoin right now is $9,300. Almost, 10% of a Bitcoin is a good amount of Ethereum right now. If you think about a couple ETH, just a couple ETH. So that conversion is the conversion between Bitcoin and ETH right now. It's something that I think about. Ethereum's low, Bitcoin goes up. Converting a fraction, if there's people that are holding 100 Bitcoin, 500 Bitcoin, 1,000 Bitcoin. The more Bitcoin goes up, the smaller that conversion gets. So it's easier to put a small fraction into it. That's, you might be looking at, you got to think, like, that's what the market does too. Like, you might be looking at your portfolio like, it doesn't matter. In the sense of me doing that, it's not a lot, but if you have 1,000 Bitcoin, 500 Bitcoin, a couple hundred Bitcoin, right now is a great time to swap one Bitcoin to Ethereum and potentially see if that plays out, right? If I had X amount, there's situations like that are happening right now. As Bitcoin goes up, that happens with Ethereum. The more it goes up, it can happen even later. But yeah, quick little gold update. Go back to this chart. There's a gap. It looks like it'll pull back to like 3,300. I think you'll come down to 3,300 or even lower, retest that zone. So it's a little high up right now. You could probably see a pullback to 3,300 on gold. Yeah, maybe Ethereum's just, doing that on purpose. Maybe people are like getting out of their Ethereum, swapping for other things. Next thing you know, X ETF buys this amount of Ethereum. Because you could see there were some big ETF purchases yesterday for Bitcoin. If there's a lot of disbelief for Ethereum, they'll probably swap their Ethereum for something else. People swapping their Ethereum for something else, watching other things perform better. Well, there might be others who come eventually at a time that scoop it up, when their time is there. We'll see. I don't think it's dead, but yeah, that's it for gold. We're gonna keep it a quick session in the night. We ran down some good info there. Probably look for pullbacks to 3,300 on gold. 3,300. Look for pullbacks. I think we'll get a pullback to there. Market ran up. Otherwise, it's consolidating and it keeps its bullish, but pullback to 3,300 could be good to look for on gold. Silver's been going up. Like, silver had a bullish day, a very bullish day. Silver looks bullish right now. Silver had a very bullish day. Gold on like a 1 minute looks like it's maybe like forming a continuation pattern. On a 1 minute, gold looks kind of like it's making like a flag pattern. Be better to look for like a pullback towards like 3,300 for gold. That's what I see. Hello. Hello, my son. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I'm sure you're grown up now. Tell your mother I was just going to the store. Alright. That's all it was. Texas is big in crypto, especially, yeah, okay, Blockcoin. Oh, and there's a Vegas summit coming up, I think, what is it, Bitcoin Vegas? BTC Vegas. Bitcoin Bitcoin conference, yeah, Bitcoin 2025, Las Vegas. When's that? May 27th, May 29th, end of May. What news? We got some news end of the week too. What news we got this week? What major news we got coming out? PMI, nothing there. What? So, tomorrow. It's tomorrow, right? Oh, that was today. Unemployment claims. Where? CPI. Next week. Yeah, next week we got news. Next week's news week. Yeah, next week. A lot of news next week. CPI, non-farm, PMI and all that, but where GDP. Yeah, we got a lot of news next week. End of the month. Bitcoin's finishing nice for the monthly. I think that monthly's strong. 7 days left. We got a lot of news next week. Next week in May, non-farm. When's a lot of news coming up? At Wednesday and Thursday. But that's in May. That's coming for May, going into May. So the monthly candle will be done. The monthly candle for non-farm in those news events. Interesting. Look at the monthly right now on Bitcoin. That is looking kind of promising. I mean, that's a big monthly right now at the moment. Is it going to take out the highest point it reached in March? Like, it literally took out March's lows. Now it's coming back to March's high. We crossed over. Look at the weekly moving average acting like a support here. All right, we got that weekly moving average there. Bouncing right off of it, closing bullish, breaking structure. Some nice price action we can see. Interesting price action, right? Monthly looks strong, like we're gonna potentially get a good monthly closure bullish. Wonder how May goes. If this month finishes, like I said 2 weeks ago, all you need is a couple bullish days and you get a good month. You just need a couple good bullish days in the month. This broke out the counter trend line. Price action looks pretty neat to me, I would say. Weekly, look at that moving average. We tapped there. Similar signal, similar to what the last bottom made right here. Look at the last bottom that was made. Can we go back and attack it? Hopefully not. Hopefully we don't go back and attack the bottom. But if you look at the last thing here, the last bottom that was made at $50,000 per coin on Bitcoin. So that was where the last bottom came in, where we surged up above 100K. So take a look at that. The moving average, how we came back to it. Like we bounced here, we came back. But we didn't break, we broke up nicely there. Came back. It's interesting how it's breaking that. Just breaking out one shot. You can see the bottom was made here. Very similar. So we have that. That's a good confirmation right now. That could be a bottom sign right there to send this up. Weekly, even like if you look at the blue one, we're touching the blue one right now, maybe crossing it over, that second one here. If we get above that, that is another strong bullish confirmation if the market starts trading and closing above that on the weekly chart. Yeah, but big move. Daily's already done it. If you look at the daily, we've been underneath these moving averages. So we got the moving averages here. Now we were underneath them for quite a while. And just in the last couple of days, we got that swift break up, right? So these could line up. These could meet again. Price action could meet these again and go up. Looks interesting to me. Gold is just pushing. Wow. What do you know? That was maybe the buy the dip. Maybe the bleeding is over for gold. If you look at, yeah, you might start trending now because you got some breaks of structures. It could just keep going for continuation setups. Because, yeah, you broke that counter trend line. Moving averages, even nice little crossover there. Down here would have been the best time to play it. There was some good price action in there. Here, we're above 3,300. It looks like 3,300 may want to hold. If you can get pullbacks to 3,300 or lower, that would be, again, a good ideal scenario for gold, I'd say. That would be better. Maybe that was a buy the dip. All this uncertainty, China. Because there's nothing that's been said tariffs are off. I don't think, like, it's just, we don't really know what's going on. There's nothing that's been said like, you know, the tariffs are off. It's still like proposed that like there's going to be tariffs between China, US, if I'm not mistaken, but they're coming down or this and that. We're seeing we're seeing a lot of like day by day. Trump wakes up one day, says tariffs are on, and the next day he's like tariffs are off, and then stubs his toe the next day, and he's like, never mind, we're going back on with the tariffs. Never mind, I got to bring them down now because I put them too high. I'm about to cook the U.S. Yeah, like, I don't know, it came out guns blazing, but gotta look up some more. Gotta stay on the news. It's too much of it. It makes kind of sense. Obviously, afterwards, it makes sense. Like, some people are thinking like this whole like, okay, like Trump talking about bringing the tariffs down substantially is like some settlement of peace. But maybe like his plan backfired on him, and it's like, whoa, like who knows, right? Top step, nice, good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, I took some L's on gold this week. Made profit, then took some L's. Lost a chunk of profit I made. So at least crypto made up for it, like times 20 realistically. Yeah, at least it's a fine balance. It's never like both. It's never like, oh damn, crypto pumped today and I had a good day on gold. It's like, oh, I had a bad day on gold, but crypto freaking pumped, so it doesn't even, it's like, okay. That was my 24 hours. Oh, that was my past, like, yeah, like 24 hours, 48 hours ish. Good times. Good times. Yeah, wait for anything. Quite a volatile market, so wait for those pullbacks. Wait to see if market comes back to 3,300. Could get a pullback to there. That would be, I'd say, half decent of a setup if it comes back. But that's gonna be it for the night. Went over a little couple updates, some gold analysis real quick. I can post this chart in Discord and stuff. Quick session tonight. I'll keep you guys posted in Discord and in school. That's gonna be it for us. It evens out. It's never both. Yeah, so I would look into that Texas stuff. Grok, if you know, Grok said it's true. So I'll look into that, see if there's any news on that. DXY. Yeah, I do look. Yeah, a lot of time I look at the DXY. It's looking like it might create. It's creating a bounce right now. USD CAD probably looking like maybe in a bullish place too. Where's USD CAD? DXY's at like this low. USD CAD's at a low. What's this pair look like? USD CAD might have like a little thing for maybe New York or later. Broke these highs. USD CAD might be in a direction change too. If dollar, especially if dollar is more bullish, USD CAD hold those lows. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. I think we'll be on later tonight. Just gonna take a little break here. I got some stuff to work on for Inner Circle. That's really it to go over tonight. There's a lot more news to go over and cover, but I went over gold already. Quick little 1 hour here. Usually we're on longer, but I'll see you guys later or tomorrow morning, if anything, on the next session. Peace out. Remember, smash the like button if you got value from the session. I'll drop my Discord in the chat for anybody who's new. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. We're here live pretty much every single day of the week. Yeah, we're here live every day of the week. I go live every single day, just not on YouTube. Inside my Inner Circle, I go live, especially on the weekends. We talk about a lot of info on there, but we'll be on later, if not later, in the morning. I'll update you guys in Discord.
Toda soltera. llama pa' que yo la pruebe y cuando yo la toco eso llueve ahí. Ella se viste y yo la desvestí. Nunca dice no, siempre dice sí. Cuando quiere bailar, el dembow la azota. Ella se pone loca. Ella lo que quiere es peinarse y arreglarse. Llega a la disco a soltarse. Que si me conoce dice no, oh, pero sabe bien que sí. Y ella lo mezcla con alcohol, oh, como cuando yo le di. Y en todas las poses preguntan y dicen voces. De contacto tiene voces. Y siempre después de las 11 o 12 tira pa' que yo la pruebe. Se pone olorosa y me gusta como huele. Está en privado pa' que nadie la vele. Se puso bonita porque sabe que hoy se bebe. A portarse mal pa' sentirse bien. No quería fumar pero le dio el pen. Una Barbie pero no busca un Ken. Siempre le llego cuando dice ven. Pa' portarse mal, se viste bien. Dice la verdad y a veces miente también. Apaga las notificaciones en el cel. Ya tiene lo suyo pero él quiere joder. Y yo le di por el expreso. Ella en el cuello de beso. Le hice tiempo como un preso. Si la ves no le hables de eso, que se hace la que no me conoce. Pero en mi cama se volvió un vicio como a las 5:12. Me la como entera y nadie se entera. Un par de amigas, todas solteras, siempre la velan pa' que ella siga. Se hace la que no me conoce. Pero en mi cama se volvió un vicio como a las 5:12. Me la como entera, nadie se entera. Un par de amigas, todas solteras, siempre la velan pa' que ella siga. Me sigue, dímelo al ver a Bonnie. Latino que me sigue, la presión. Jacob y Cortés. Jacob, Oasis Team. Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny, J Balvin. ¿Me sigue o no me sigue todavía? Yo creo que sí.
Si Masi vuelve a poner un ritmo así, lo vuelvo a partir. ¿Qué fue? Oasis.